Greetings once again, YouTube listeners, community subscribers, friends, commentators, comment people. I lost my train of thought for a second there. Sorry about that. Anyway, recently I did a rambling of the madman, WoW verse everything. As everybody knows, I'm kind of sick and tired of the whole WoW verse this, WoW verse that. And I believe that there's a place for every game in a gamer's life. You can like it or hate it, but you have to respect WoW for what it has done for the MMO genre. And honestly, if you stop to think about it, a game like Guild Wars 2 really probably wouldn't exist if WoW hadn't come along and popularized the MMO genre, because that's exactly what it did. It raised the standard, it raised the bar. You've seen carbon copy after carbon copy of WoW Clone. It's a game that just follows a tried and true tradition of, you know, go kill 10 of this, go kill 10 of that, run this letter over here even though we have mailboxes, yada yada yada. Same thing, you know, over and over and over again. One company came along and decided, hey, you know what, we're going to raise the bar even farther. So honestly, I give tribute to WoW just for that simple fact. It's like they made ArenaNet stand up and really say, you know, we're going to push the limits. We're not going to try to kill WoW, because honestly, they're smart enough to know that you can't kill a game. Only the developer and publisher can kill the game. But they are creating a masterpiece, in my eyes anyway. You might have a different opinion about that. It might not be, you know, something that you're even into. But there's a change coming, and you can feel it. You know, you can feel it in the air. It's like, okay, well, there's this new MMO that's coming out that it doesn't run like a typical MMO. And honestly, I don't think that it would be half as good or, you know, as exciting as if WoW had never existed. I think honestly it would still be a great game going to be coming out, but I don't think it would be on the level that it's currently on. So in this post, I actually had somebody comment the thing, and I'm gonna take a minute to answer the question, because in the rambling that I did, I said that I love the Guild Wars 2 community. And the comment was, as Zone Pirate 13, you still love the Guild Wars 2 community. Right now I currently hate it, well, the majority of it, because it's full of people complaining about release. They show no support, just complaining. What do you think about this? This was 2 days ago that this was, and I know I said I was going to get this up yesterday, but guys, my 2-year-old son had his birthday yesterday. I'm an Italian family, you know, so my whole family is all planning. We had a big Italian feast. We had a bunch. I'm going to put some video somewhere up here. Not much, because I like to keep my private life private. But I'm going to put a little video up here, just like the setup that we had and everything. We went to this really nice Italian restaurant and everything. We had, you know, some really good food. He had a blast. He was surrounded by my family. Unfortunately, Sadra's family couldn't be there, but my family, you know, is just full of love, and he made out like a bandit on birthday presents, and it was just a good night all together. I'm still kind of full. I ate way too much ziti. I ate way too much chicken rigatoni. You know, oh man, it was some good eats, guys. You missed out big time. But I said I was going to answer this on Thursday, which was yesterday. But I didn't get a chance to, because honestly, yesterday was my son's real second birthday. We did it on Wednesday because I had to work yesterday, and I work at night, so it's very hard to organize things on days that I have to work. But I do want to take some time to answer this. Now, Dance for Life 726 has a major gripe that a lot of people actually have, that are really looking forward to this game. And honestly, even though he doesn't, or she doesn't, I don't know if it's, you know, male or female. It doesn't really matter if it's male or female. You see, that's what I'm saying, because a gamer's a gamer to me. Alright, this could be like the girliest girl you'd ever want to meet in your entire life. And I'd still look at, her the same way that I look at any other, person who's a guy that games. I'm not sexist, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist, I'm not any of that crap. Alright? So basically, I would be willing to bet that this person, Dance for Life 726, has been waiting for Guild Wars 2 for quite some time. Because they're of the mindset right now where they're just sick of hearing about people, and we all heard about them, they're everywhere. It's like, oh, just give us a release date, just give us the fucking game, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, what are you holding it up, okay. I don't think, and I do, I love the Guild Wars 2 community. I actually never said I love the Guild Wars 2 community, I said I love the Guild Wars community. What you have to understand is that a lot of people who weren't in Guild Wars are highly anticipating Guild Wars 2. A lot of people are highly anticipating Guild Wars 2 from other games, from other genres, everything, not just the Guild Wars community. Obviously, I'm not going to like all of the Guild Wars 2 community. I'll say I don't think anybody can like everybody 100%. There's always going to be, your bad apples and things like that. But a majority of them, yes, I do. I love the Guild Wars community. Just basically because these are stand-up people, and this is a community. What a lot of people don't realize is if they're coming from, other games where community is kind of slim. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but, you've been in those games, the free-to-play games and things of that nature where, it's just constant insulting, mom jokes and everything. Nobody really helps. You have to pull teeth just to get somebody to help you do something. And those aren't communities. A community bands together and it helps each other. You keep the game strong and you keep people wanting to play it. You don't try to shove people out of it. Okay? Some of us have been waiting for Guild Wars 2 for a very long time. I myself have been waiting over, God, I don't even want to know. I want to say over 5 years, but it was ever since they first announced that they were dropping Utopia and they were going to make a fully fledged Guild Wars 2. And if anybody else remembers this, that was way back before, pre-design phases. That was way back before they ever laid the groundwork down for what they were going to try to accomplish. And honestly, I think people need to stop and consider, yeah, the wait kind of sucks, alright? We are getting very close. That's the cool thing about this. What it is people stop and neglect the fact that even though it seems like it's been forever and a day, ArenaNet has done something that is extremely rare and extremely unique, and that game companies just don't do. And that's what is, they've kept us basically in the loop for the entire design process. They've kept us, they gave us information before they even had artwork done for Guild Wars 2. They said, yeah, we're going to do this, we're trying to take it in this direction, and this is what it's going to be. We're going to make it more of an MMORPG and less of an instance thing. And that was, God, how long ago was that? 4.5, 5 years ago? However long it was, I lost track. I've been waiting since day one. Since ground zero, I've been waiting for this game. So honestly, I'm in that camp over here somewhere that has been waiting for Guild Wars 2 since the very beginning. I'm not one of these people that heard about it 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh man, this sucks, I can't wait, what the fuck, why are they taking so long? Guys, you have to stop and consider, okay? This is something that's very special. It's like game companies just don't do this, alright? You see, like, big MMO companies will come out and they'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna release an MMO, and it's, here's our closed beta test, blah, blah, blah. And you take for granted that it just works like that. I mean, MMOs from scratch take forever and a day to even build, less maintain. Okay? So, honestly, even though it seems like, it's been forever since Guild Wars 2 was announced, and, and it seems like it's never going to come out, what you have to understand is, this is no longer than any other company takes to work on an MMORPG. Maybe except for, like, companies that have, what would you say? But look at even World of Warcraft took like 4.5 years, the original. We're not talking about expansions here. We're talking about a core game, okay? But even then, it's like... Sorry, I gotta get rid of this. Anyway, even then, it's something that game companies keep under wraps for a long time, so that they don't build hype and they don't, you know, get people all amped up and then start dropping off in support and everything. So honestly, even though you look at the community as a whole as just a bunch of complainers and whiners and we just want, you know, our game and blah blah blah, people are frustrated. People are just at the point where they're like, we just want the game already. We know it kicks ass. We know it rocks. Just give it to us, you know. But ArenaNet is a stand-up company. And that's what a lot of non-Guild Wars community doesn't understand. It's like ArenaNet just doesn't put out random stuff and then fix it later. You know, they will put out a solid product from day one. And that's not saying that it's not going to have problems, because it is going to have problems. It is a complete farce to think that a game can come out and it will have absolutely no problems. You're looking at, you know, server issues. You're going to be looking at, you know, queue times of unimaginable proportions, because everybody and their brother wants to play this game, you know. Even, and the amazing thing about it is that even if somebody doesn't want to play it, they know about it. They watch it. They keep track of it, because it is that monumental. You might hate ArenaNet. You might hate Guild Wars 2. You might hate the whole concept of Guild Wars 2 coming out. But at some point, if not constantly, you have paid attention to Guild Wars 2. You're watching it like a hawk. You're trying to figure out how they're doing what they're doing and why they're doing it and just how they're incorporating everything. And you're going to see a lot of MMO companies follow suit. You're going to see a brand new breed of MMORPGs. This could be the turning tables for how MMOs are perceived and designed from this day forward, you know, and it's a groundbreaking step. I mean, it's not going to be something like, you know, 150 years from now you're going to read in history books as like, ArenaNet, you revolutionized the MMO genre for all time. You're never going to see that, you know, because this is just a game. It's not, you know, a historical, it might be historical to someone like you or me, but, you know, overall in like the educational system and stuff, this is really not something that you're going to write about in the history books. So that's really irrelevant, I guess. So yeah, I do love the Guild Wars community, just because they're stand-up community. They're patiently waiting. I'm not talking about the ones that are whining and complaining. I mean, even I've had like days, bad days, off days where I'm like, man, I just want my Guild Wars 2. And I like break down in tears, you know. But honestly, it's like they're few and far between, because I know I'm going to get a stand-up product. I'm going to get something that I, you know, have been waiting for, and it will be well worth the wait. That was a mouthful. Anyway. But I want to take time, and what I think honestly about the whole thing is that people need to understand that, you know, this is a very special and unique situation, as in where we've been in every part of the design process, and they've showed us, you know, step by step what they're doing and how they're doing it. And you know, it's a risky maneuver, because other companies can swoop in and say, well, we thought of this first, you know. But I give them mad props for doing that, for keeping us in a loop like that. So let's take a little bit of time here right now to say what they've done right and what they've done wrong, because honestly, a lot of people will say, well, Game Junkie, what do you think, you know, Arena has done right? And some people will say, well, they've done everything right. And no, they haven't done everything right. As a lot of people know, I've been in well over a lot of closed beta tests and everything, so I know how the MMO genre works in and out. I understand systems, complex systems, things like that. What they've done wrong, the information that is being spread is, they've done things right all along, except for a few things. Okay, let's put it that way. Every profession, we start off with warrior, okay? We started off with Warrior, and basically what they've done is they highlight the main 5 skills, and then they basically give that profession a week, which is a plus. It's great that, you know, each profession has a whole week to be displayed and viewed. Okay, that's what they did right. They've also did it with the main starting areas. You saw all the towns. The towns got, you know, super weeks, basically, I guess you could say. And they've done design element videos. They've done all these videos, and they've even done like bestiaries. You know, we just got a Jotun post. That's awesome. You know, starting off as a Norn warrior, I'm gonna be fighting the fucking Jotun almost instantaneously. I can guarantee it. And it's awesome to be able to read about, you know, everything about the Jotun. That's awesome. I love it. Even though I've fought Jotun numerous times in Guild Wars, it's fucking awesome that they're you know, giving me backstory on these things that just once before were just kind of nameless. Well, not nameless, but, you know, there wasn't really much known about them except they're big, they're large, they smell funny, and they want to kill you. So I think that's cool. They've also, you know, they go to convention after convention after convention. I actually have a friend, my homie Zian, is like, oh, they just like going to conventions. That's why they haven't released the open beta yet. They just like going to get drunk. Jeff Grubb just likes to go and get sloshed. Yeah, they probably do like it, but honestly, they're just, you know, they're shopping out their product. They're saying, look what we're doing, you know. They're keeping everybody in the loop, which is awesome. With all they do right, though, what have they done wrong? The main thing is that even though they give us a lot of information, the information as of late is extremely sparse and spread out. I mean, look how long it took them to release Mesmer to us. We all basically knew it was Mesmer. Some of us, like me, were dreading Mesmer. I wasn't a Mesmer fan. I'm not in that camp, alright? I wanted something like, I don't know, Summoner or something like that. But I mean, the information, they don't feed us enough. And this causes, you got the one side where, you know, you're releasing weeks and weeks of, you know, profession information, town information. That's ramping up expectations, and it's ramping up excitement. Then you have these sparse weeks and months that they just don't tell you anything. And then, you know, it ramps down. They're having a real problem with that, you know, trying to keep everybody happy all at once. And it's just a little nitpicky thing that I have is, you know, I want, you know, my weekly Guild Wars 2 fix. I want to hear something new about the game every Tuesday, you know, but they have a real problem with information telling, gathering, things like that on a weekly basis, which I believe somewhere I saw a while ago there was a post about how they were gonna, you know, do it on a weekly feed, but they haven't maintained it. They also did a good job, honestly, with the closed beta test, and now they're going to let the press in, which is basically to grab screenshots and videos so that they can start promoting through magazines and websites, which is good. We don't know how long it's going to last, but honestly, in my opinion, like I said, you're going to see, you know, another closed beta test or two before open beta. But I wouldn't be surprised if open beta comes by the end of April, which is going to be sweet. March, April. That's what I'm saying open beta is. That's what I said before. That's what I'm still going to say. How long open beta lasts, they've said it's going to be short. What's short to Arena Net? Who knows? You know, it could be a month, could be 2 months, could be 6 months. You never know. The game, though, is polished. The game is coming together great and everything like that. So I don't think there's really going to be that much technical on, you know, their side. What I think they're going to have the main problem with, and I think that a lot of people are overlooking, is that if everybody picks up this game on ground zero, ground day one, okay, everybody's going to try to be, you know, getting the game on their computer, and they're going to be trying to log into the servers. You're going to see, I don't care how much testing a company does, and I don't care how much time it takes for server loads and everything, you are going to have queue times out the ass, okay? blatant. Your starting areas are going to be clogged. Your starting areas are going to be, you know, probably laggy and very unstable, just because of the fact that so many people are trying to do the same thing. And I don't think you're going to get the full experience right off the front, you know, the front page, because, you know, we've all seen, like, in the char area, we've seen, you know, the statue that comes to life, and you've seen the great frost worm up in the Norn starting area, and it goes down, you know, it's a group dynamic, but honestly, I think that it's going to ruin, kind of, at least for a couple weeks, it's going to ruin the starting experience, because there's just going to be so many people available to do these things. Either they're going to ramp up to be almost impossible, you know, unless everybody starts working together, or they're going to be completely too easy. And that being said, it's like, you know, it's like, I think people are going to learn how to work together in this game very quickly. I don't think it's going to be a thing that you're going to have to worry too much about. It's like, oh, this guy don't know his Ashmo hole in the ground. Well, I think he's going to know his Ashmo hole in the ground, because I think this is the exact type of system that people are going to have to not just pick up and play, they're going to have to learn a little bit with it. And it's going to turn a lot of people off. But honestly, the people that get turned off, I feel bad for them, because this is going to be an excellent, excellent game. And anybody who's in the same camp with me and just can't wait for this game, you know, you probably share the same opinion. Anyway, this has gone off for quite a while. But yeah, Dance for Life. Definitely. I love the Guild Wars community. You know, you said right now that you currently hate it. You know, that's, you're perfectly in your right to hate the community right now, just because, you know, a majority, you're right, a majority of it is a bunch of complaining, you know, people that just, but in the same aspect, I mean, don't hate on them too much, because truthfully, they just want this game. And I mean, we all just want this game. You know what I mean? You know, they just, they don't voice it, and they don't handle the patience aspect of it like you or I do. They're just too hyped up to get the game, and they don't really care about the consequences. So, I guess that's my viewpoint on it all. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.